This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Today, I asked the question, is Dick Cheney a war criminal? And to start off, I'd like to say Cheney lied about the Iraqs having weapons of mass destruction. As Vice President, Cheney lied about non-existing weapons of mass destruction and how Saddam Hussein's non-existent ties to 9/11 attacks as a way to justify a war with a country that never attacked us. Thanks to Cheney and his company Halliburton, millions of people died in Iraq, and over 5,000 American soldiers perished in a war that should never have been fought. Now, committing war crimes in Iraq. During the course of the Iraq War, the Bush and Cheney administration violated the Geneva Convention by targeting civilians, journalists, hospitals, ambulances, and using illegal weapons including white sulfurous, depleted uranium, and new types of napalm. War profiting. U.S. taxpayers shelled out trillions of dollars for the Bush and Cheney war in Iraq and Afghanistan, a major factor in our nation's present economic meltdown. But Cheney and his cronies at Halliburton made out like bandits, getting billions in contractings for everything from feeding the troops in Iraq to constructing the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan to building the infamous Guantanamo Bay prison. Cheney was CEO of Halliburton from 1995 to 2000, leaving for the VP position with a $20 million retirement package plus $1 million in stock. Halliburton was 19th on the U.S. Army list of top contractors. With Cheney's help, by 2003, it was number one, increasing the value of Cheney stock by over 3,000%. Violating basic rights. Cheney shares responsibility for holding thousands of prisoners without charges and without fundamental rights. Now, he kept prisoners hidden from the International Committee of the Red Cross. He sanctioned kidnapping people and simply rendering them to secret overseas prisons. Advocating torture. Cheney was a prime mover behind the Bush administration's decision to violate the Geneva Convention and the UN Convention against torture and to break without decades past practice by U.S. military by supporting enhanced interrogation techniques. This led to hundreds of documented cases in Iraq and Afghanistan for abuse, torture, and homicide. The torture included the practice what is known as waterboarding, the simulated drowning. After World War II, Japanese soldiers were tried and convicted of war crimes in the U.S. for waterboarding. This is the exact same thing we're doing today. Trying to prolong the Afghan war. He's been doing that. Spying on us. Cheney was the mastermind behind the National Security Agency wiretapping program that spied on thousands, perhaps millions of American citizens on American soil. This mass government interference with personal phone calls, emails, was a violation of the FISA, the Federal Telecommunications Act, and the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. And he favored bombing Syria instead of negotiating. One of the key things in the National Security Council in 2007, when Cheney advised Bush to bomb the suspected Syrian nuclear reactor site. After I finish, he writes, the president asked, does anyone here agree with the vice president? Not a single hand went up. Luckily, Cheney's advice was dismissed in favor of a diplomatic approach, although the Israelis did bomb that site in September of 2007. Now, as for North Korea, in his book, Cheney calls for a former Secretary of State for trying to forge a nuclear weapons agreement with North Korea. So, you tell me, is Dick Cheney a war criminal? Links are below. Subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Our page is Media on 9/11. Thank you.